a pure audacity. Can't let no dream turn to tragedy. Got cash coming with that reality. Gotta see it with intelligent mentality. And they both coming for y'all salaries. Plus, never been distracted by your fallacies. Can't no podcast be their policies. Hand down, and they best do a prodigy. Yeah, Captain, I see you got mind of a dreamer. When they hit topics, you better believe it. They only speak facts by the odds and they even. You gotta pay homage whenever they speaking. One of a kind like a rose from the semen. Dimly tight like Serena and Venus. Speaking their name, boy, you better be lean. The topic they touching can make you a genius. Facts.
All right. What's up, y'all?
Yep.
Welcome to the show, Pure Audacity. I'm your host, Kaz.
And Arcia Santos here with you.
That intro, though, Arcia, it was fire, right?
Definitely set the tone for this podcast, Kaz.
Definitely.
I say Philly's version of Twister.
True.
I could definitely rock with it.
Yes. Shout out to the local Philly artist that did that intro for us. Stay tuned. Become a friend of the show if you want to find out who he is. Shout out to one of my other friends that produced that beat for me, Nas550. Whoop whoop. Shout out to him. Big ups. This is the pilot episode of Pure Audacity. We're just going to talk about a little bit about us. We're going to talk about what each segment will be about. We may do one segment. If we have enough time, we'll give you one segment. But we're definitely going to break down what each segment is and why we wanted to do it. Arcia, any shout outs or thank yous?
I'm going to give a shout out to God, who's the head of my life. And I want to shout out to my family and my friends in South Carolina. Stand up. We out here.
Yes.
We got drip for sale. You feel me?
Yeah, shout out to God, my family and my friends, and just everybody who gave me feedback and encouragement to keep going. This has been a long road. This has been a long time coming. So why podcast? Maybe that's what you're thinking right now. Why do a podcast? I've always wanted to do radio and news broadcasting since I was a teenager. Listening to the morning shows growing up, always sounded like they had so much fun. So I was like, I finally woke up in 2019 and was like, let me just pursue this dream and just do the damn thing. I was feeling frustrated creatively. I was feeling frustrated. So, Arcia, why did you want a podcast? What made you want to be a broadcaster?
Well, it's something that pondered in my head for about 4 years after I graduated from college. During that time, honestly, I just lacked motivation towards producing a podcast. So gradually the podcast idea just stayed in the back of my head, and I just let it go until you hit me up and you told me about let's join a podcast together. And I was, at first I was a little hesitant, but I was like, if he wants to do it, I should motivate myself to do it with him. So here I am. Here's Pure Audacity. So, I was just going to say, I feel like this podcast is going to benefit not only you and I, but for our listeners as well. And this just gives me a chance to work on my craft as far as broadcasting, because currently I'm working part-time as a personality at a local radio station in South Carolina. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity, but it's not exactly the genre of music that I prefer, but,
And
gotta start somewhere.
Is that an FM station or an AM station?
Actually, it's an AM station, and most of my listeners are senior citizens, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you gotta start. Look, you gotta start somewhere.
Right.
Shoot, you gotta start somewhere. Tyler Perry started from his car, so.
Alright.
Look.
Inspiration right there.
Right. Let's talk segments that we're gonna have on the show. What's poppin'? What's Poppin' will be a segment about the latest shenanigans of pop culture, current events, celebrities. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, every podcast is going to be talking about that. It's going to be all over social media. But guess what? Kaz and Arcia. You haven't heard it from Kaz and Arcia yet, so make sure you tune in Tune in to us because we're gonna have a different angle, a different perspective on what's currently going on. We may not actually do something that's too saturated in the media. No, RC and I talked about R. Kelly. We were just gonna kind of stay away from R. Kelly, right?
Definitely, yeah, because it's just so many layers to what's going on with him, and we're just gonna leave that there, you know.
Right. Right. Let's see. So one of the segments I'm looking most forward to is old school versus new school. Now, this is a segment where we talk about, the classic debate that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have had with your friends or your family, is the debate about something old versus something new. So whether it was a music sample, a remake of a movie, a show remake, we'll talk about who did it better and why or why not, or should it have just been touched at all. Some shit should just remain a classic and untouched.
That. What do you prefer better? M2 Man, Juicy Fruit, or Chris Brown, Juicy Booty?
Chris Brown. I'm gonna go with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown? You choose Chris Brown, Juicy Booty over M2 Man?
I'm gonna go with Chris Brown. I'm gonna go with
That's
Chris Brown.
crazy. Wow. Okay. All right, continue, man.
Okay. Why don't you tell them a little bit about let's see, Where's My Belt? Why don't you tell them about Where's My Belt?
Okay, basically, Where's My Belt is like dumb shit like we find on the media, what's currently going on in America. For instance, Trump. Where's my belt?
Oh man, I think a lot of people out there feel that way.
Where's my belt? Like, he's always doing some dumb shit. Excuse my language, but yeah, he's always doing some crazy stuff. And
or someone from Florida. Someone from Florida is always doing some dumb stuff. Let's not forget about Florida. Shout out to Florida if you're listening. Shout out. So excuse me while I rant. So another segment we'll have is Excuse Me While I Rant. This will be a segment where we might read a rant. We might have a rant ourselves. Arcia, do you ever rant? Do you ever have rants?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Yeah, I get them every now and then as well. But if you have something you want to get off your chest, please reach out to us via DM on Instagram or Facebook and type it out and I'll read it off. You can remain anonymous if you want to, but if you just need to get something off your chest. If we get enough listeners, I would love to have people actually call in and vent verbally. That would be dope, right, Arcia?
Definitely would be.
I would love to hear from people out there listening. So that's what Excuse Me While I Rant will be about. Arcia, why don't you tell them a little bit about, I don't know, the artist and the entrepreneur spotlight?
Okay, so everybody's out here doing their thing. We just want to give the opportunity to put the spotlight on a young or old entrepreneur, any artist. If you're trying to pursue being a rapper or a singer, or you're trying to own your own business as far as home decor, or like you name it, like you got your own fashion line, we're out here to support everybody. So we want to put you in the spotlight and we want to let you know that we appreciate you and all that.
Yes, we're doing our damn thing, so we want to help other people do the damn thing as well and give people a platform to start.
Definitely.
Yes. Let's see. So unpopular opinion is another one that we will have. This segment will be just that. I might have an unpopular opinion. Arcia might have an unpopular opinion, even though I think Arcia follows the crowd. She tends to stick with the common of the crowd. Do you, Arcia?
Lies.
Lies.
Why did you say that, yo? Really? Come on. That's how we starting the pilot? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm just joking. But no, I tend to have an unpopular opinion from time to time, and let me tell you, boy, when I post my unpopular opinion, boy, people start pouring in and weighing in. So I just thought it would be something good to have on the podcast. I love to hear people's unpopular opinions. I feel like it creates some good conversation, some good dialogue. So that's why I thought it would be good to have on the show. Hashtag I said what I said. Let's see, another segment. Arcia, do you want to take underdogs? You want to tell them a little bit about what underdogs will be about?
Be more detail with it.
I'll be more detailed with it. Okay, since Arcia is being a little shy, so
I
underdogs,
definitely am being shy. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm gonna come around. Best believe I'm gonna come around now. Go ahead.
So underdogs, this is a segment where we will talk about or discuss a person in the media or the entertainment business or in sports that we think are underrated. Now, when I say sports, that'll probably be more Arcia, because she's a little more into sports, way more than I am. So I've always just enjoyed having that conversation with people. People, have opinions about who they think didn't get the shine that they deserved. This spotlight could also be, now we're not gonna just stick to entertainment or media or sports. I would love to hear from people that's doing wonderful things in our communities. So if that's down south, here in Philly, those unsung heroes, that social worker who just goes above and beyond, or that person who's been working in nonprofit for 25 years and has stayed committed. I would love to give them some shine that they deserve.
Right.
Our last segment that we will have, Arcia, can you take this one? The health and wellness.
We will just basically discuss just that. We'll discuss self-care techniques and the struggle of weight loss and mental health and other situations and problems people have on a daily basis as far as health.
Yes. I know one thing for health and wellness I can't wait to talk about are the struggles of sleep. Oh my God.
I have that problem as well too.
Man, the sleep struggle is so real. So we'll definitely be talking about that on one of our health and wellness spotlights. Now, I want my listeners, or our listeners and our friends of the show, to know that we will probably be doing a rotation of 4 segments every episode. So for example, if we do What's Poppin', Where's My Belt, Unpopular Opinion, and Excuse Me While I Rant, one episode, the next episode will consist of the segments that we didn't do that episode. Now, if for some reason people tend to want us to talk or do a segment every episode, I don't have a problem with that. How about you, Arcia?
Definitely don't.
Yeah, so with that being said, this is the pilot. So we're not, I wasn't really prepared to do a full-on segment, but we're doing pretty good on time. We're only at like 15 minutes, Arcia. So
all right, we're doing decent.
I say we give them at least one segment. One segment that I feel like we are prepared to do or have discussed the most is old school versus new school.
Everybody move your body, now do it. Here is something that's gonna make it and move. No, I love old school, so let's start it out. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to talk about, what are your thoughts on not Will Smith, but this Fresh Prince trailer? If you're listening out there and you haven't seen it, go to Facebook or YouTube or Google and do Fresh Prince trailer 2019 or something to that effect. You will see a trailer for Fresh Prince reboot. From what I've read, it's not actually happening. It was just a fan-made trailer of what a reboot could look like. But I feel like if it gets enough traction, it's something that could come to light. Arcia, did you watch it?
I watched it. Well, is it coming on Netflix or something?
No, it's just a trailer. It was a fan-made trailer. It's not something that's actually happening.
Are you serious? It looks so, it looks realistic.
Right, it looks real legit. If you're listening and you haven't watched it, pause us right now. I'm